Hey, I'm Danielle Robay for the Red Carpet Report, and tonight we are honoring and empowering women for the National Women's History Museum event in Beverly Hills. And I'm a Chicago girl, so I'm excited to talk to you.
I loved it there.
Yeah?
It's beautiful.
It is. It's a great
like
city.
a clean, windy New York
Yeah.
with nicer people in many ways.
Thank
I
you.
shouldn't say that. I live in New York, but okay. Hi.
Rosie O'Donnell, thank you so much for chatting with us. How are you?
I'm well. What's your name?
Danielle,
And how old are you?
22.
Oh my God, she's just a baby. I'm 51. I could totally be your mother.
That would be so fun. No offense, I love my mother, but she's not as funny as you.
Well, really, who is? That sounded horrible, but I couldn't come up with anything else. This is, how honest and authentic I am. I have very wet eyes from crying because I love Rita Moreno. No, I wasn't crying, but she's here, and I do love her. It's just very windy, so I had some really goopy wet eyes. When you have menopause, which you do not, up here, very drippy. Downtown, not so much. It's a whole nother story. Edit that out, please. Is this the internet? Can you say that?
You're amazing. Okay, so you're very involved in community theater.
Yes.
And the theater community as a whole, what shows have you seen lately?
Oh my gosh, I see so much. I see everything. I saw The Glass Menagerie, which is not a musical. I love Matilda. I think it's absolutely fabulous. My good friend Cyndi Lauper did Kinky Boots and won the
I love
Tony.
that.
My friend Billy Porter won the Tony for performing in it. So Broadway is thriving right now. It's amazing, and that's really how I got into showbiz. I wanted to be in the chorus. I really wasn't a singer or a dancer, but I didn't let that stop me. And I like to encourage the kids out there, even if you really can't sing, still go for it, because I've been in 3 musicals, and The Voice is not anything for American Idol, trust me.
And your siblings used to call you Dolly. Do they still do that?
My dad does. Some of my aunts do. When I was a little girl, my brothers were 2 and 1, and they brought me home, and my brother said, it looks like a dolly. And so they called me Dolly. And the kids in the neighborhood, I always used to wear bloomers, which were like shorts that were like baggy underwear. And they called me Dolly Bloomer Bottom.
Those are back in fashion.
Are they really? I'm right up on the fashion usually, so I'm pretty surprised I didn't know that.
You're right up on pop culture. I read that you made a comment about Miley Cyrus, and you said fame is toxic.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, what exactly did you mean by that?
I think it's hard for anyone to handle. It is like a drug in some way, and people consume too much of it. They try for it in a manner that is going to end up hurting them in the end, I think. And, she's so young. She's 2 years younger than you. And she's been famous for more than half her life. I think that's a very difficult thing to manage, So, I don't have the judgment that other people do. I look at her really as a child. Like when I saw you, I'm like, first thing I think with all the young ones is I could be their mom. So when I look at Miley Cyrus, that's my first thought is I could be her mom. I have a son who's 18. So I feel very maternal towards her. And, when your kids act out in a way that's trying to make them self-identify as an adult, you don't judge them. You try to just love them a little bit more and tell them that, they're going to figure it out. And if I knew Miley, that's what I'd tell her. I think she's a talented kid, I loved her in Hannah Montana. I watched her with all my children. And I think that's an image that she's trying very hard to get rid of. And, listen, she's talented. And I hope she's going to be okay.
And you've been an idol for so many women. I know I grew up watching you, and it's a pleasure to be talking to you now. And you just survived a heart attack.
I did.
And I'm so happy that you're here, that I can speak to you. But what changed in your life?
Everything. Because it was a year ago, August, and the doctor said to me, why didn't you come in? Because I had the heart attack on a Monday morning, and I didn't go to the doctor till Wednesday night at 6 p.m. So like many women, I thought this can't be a heart attack, doesn't feel like a heart attack. My arms hurt. I was very, very hot. I had thrown up. I was a little bit dizzy. I was so tired I could hardly walk up the stairs, but I really thought that my chest would hurt. I really thought that it would be more like it's presented on television for men. And the truth is women have very different symptoms, and more women die of heart attacks than men in America. So I'm actually working with Sheila Nevins at HBO, and we're doing a documentary on women and heart attacks. It's the #1 killer of women, and women should know what the symptoms are and call 911, which I did not do. So they said that for women, anyone who had what I had, 100% blockage of my LAD, that's the main artery, that people don't survive. So it's very, very lucky that I'm here.
And with the second lease on life, what are some future goals? What are we going to see you doing?
Well, I had a bucket list. My wife had been sick in the summer before this happened, and so we were sitting in the hospital, and she said, okay, I think we both came close to dying. Let's make a bucket list. And number 1 was to have another child, which we did, and number 2 was to go to New Zealand and Australia. Don't ask me why that was number 2, but I'm doing that in January and February, so we're going to tick off all those things. And
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Good. And one last thing, what are you proud of that's not on your resume?
Oh, boy. Probably faithfully attending therapy since I was 20. I would recommend it to everyone. I think it's very helpful, and you get very much, you get insightful, and you start to have a mindfulness earlier than it normally takes, right?
Yeah.
So, look at these photographers. Now they're hogging the celebrities. What the hell is happening here? No, I'm not going to encourage this kind of behavior. Get back there and scream our names. What the hell is going on? I will have you thrown out of here.
You're amazing.
She's funny, but she's accosting Melina Kanakarinis.
Rosie, I have to ask you because you made a reference.
Thank you so much, Rosie.
Thank you. Sorry.
Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, click like. For more, subscribe, and leave me a comment below and let me know who the most influential woman in your life is. Mine is definitely my mother, so Mom, thanks for everything.